Good morning from Martinborough, New Zealand. It's early March, well, almost mid-March, and it's a real cold morning. We're on our last pick of Pinot Noir for the 2021 vintage. Great day to introduce the next video in this series where I taste the Decibel wines with my old buddies from the band Seeking Homer that I used to work with way back in the day. And I wanted to taste Pinot Noir with drummer Michael Seda for a lot of reasons. One, because I think he'd enjoy the wine, but also he kind of reminds me of our Pinot. I always talk about elegance and power, and that's kind of the musician Mike was. He had a lot of finesse, but man, he could bring the goods and bring the power behind that drum kit whenever he could. Mike's also a great singer, a piano player, drummer, obviously, and guitar player, songwriter. He's always had a few songs in the mix, probably had a lot more songs that he could write. And yeah, it was great and a pleasure to sit down to talk to Mike and discuss Pinot Noir. We're old buddies. I really developed a great bond with Mike while working with the band, and he's a dear friend to this day, though I don't get to see him as much anymore, being on the other side of the world. Cheers, Mike. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
I'm supposed to introduce and say, I'm Decibel Dan, and this is Michael Seda, musician extraordinaire, great old friend, and drummer from the old Seeking Homer days. And great. Yeah, my first question is, I forget, what kind of guitar is the, yeah, that one. Is that a Guild, or what is it?
That's an Epiphone Elvis Presley hollow body.
Yes.
And
that
then
makes sense.
we got some mandolin, and then a parlor guitar, blues guitar. And then we have all of those. We got a Gretsch and a Gibson Bass Explorer Destroyer, and then Les Paul. And then there's some little doodads down there.
Yeah,
and in the basement, we're in northwestern Connecticut, which is very mountainous. We live on basically what's left over as a farmland that goes back 200 years ago.
Yeah.
So it used to be 1,000 acres, and we have the last 6.
That's
so it's pretty cool.
1,000 acres.
Yeah.
Like some of the wine. One of the big reasons why I wanted to talk to you and about Pinot was, I mentioned in our email, was that elegance and power, and that's why there's the whale with the woman on it with the French horn. That's the whole thing about Pinot Noir, is it's basically it's that tension in the wine, just like a good music, it's got to have some tension there. And the thing about Pinot is it's deceiving. It looks light and everything, but then there's all this great acidity and great tannin there and everything. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was trying to think like Pinot Noir and what instrument it would be like, but it could be drums, actually. I don't know. What do you reckon? You can't just bang the drums, you got to have some rhythms,
Right. And it seems that with this particular Pinot, there's some a certain amount of finesse. I don't know if it goes with all Pinots, but this one in particular has a nice finesse to it, which is, to me, from my perspective as a drummer, that's the angle I like to approach. I mean, it's nice to, be a powerful drummer, a fast drummer. A lot of people gravitate toward that because it's a very primal instrument. But a lot of people mistaken brute force with the force that you get from finesse, which this tends to have. It's like, it's kind of like the Bruce Lee approach to, the iron bar versus water, because the iron bar will will crush you, but he said water will destroy you.
Yeah.
Because it can penetrate rock and just break you out from the inside. So that's kind of like the angle I like, and it makes perfect sense to have a Pinot associated with drumming, but I think it's more of a finesse type of drumming. Those jazz drummers, those avant-garde musicians who they don't just come out of the box, they sneak up on you and then they explode on you, and like you don't know what hit you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
My trips into the city, right in the heart of like peak, when like we were getting like 800 people, 800 deaths a day. I had to go into the city, and I went purposely on the crack of dawn because I didn't know what I was driving into. I didn't know what kind of traffic, if there was traffic, and traffic was like Sunday morning in the Midwest on the West Side Highway, which is mind blowing. But there I was like just past Harlem, and I saw a woman jogging on the West Side Highway. I was like, good for you. But it was kind of raining, and I saw an 18-wheeler just plow through a puddle and just basically gave her a tidal wave. And I lost it because I was like, I kind of needed that. Because I was a little scared going into the city, and I said, she deserves it because you're the only idiot outside jogging in the rain, and you just got crushed by a tidal wave, and a dirty one at that.
Oh, it would be dirty. There's no way.
Oh yeah, it was New York dirty water, West Side Highway.
Yeah. So I just be doing a lot of this. I send wine to people, and then we talk about it and everything. But when that does change, I said it to James and I said it to Dave. We definitely got to catch up, maybe at Dave's house again, and do a thing and get Tommy there and get us all back together for a nice wine dinner or something.
Well, we got plenty of social distancing in my backyard.
As long as you don't mind having all those Oberackers at your house,
No, we've got, I can social distance the entire band's family.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Enough of that, though. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers to you.